Welcome to the world of probiotic foods. This is Cultured Food Life with your host, Donna Schwenk.
Welcome, everybody, and thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about 12 reasons that you should be making and eating cucumber kimchi. I mean, I love cultured vegetables, but mostly I love the bacteria that makes these cultured vegetables super vegetables. Lactobacillus plantarum is really a super bacteria that you want in your life. It has been found in experience to help people that have anxiety or depression. It's a very powerful bacteria that is abundant in cultured vegetables. Now, it can help with anxiety and depression by working on the hippocampus brain-derived neurotropic factors and neurotropic factors. I'm not sure if I said that right. BDNF, which is short for everything I just said, acts on certain neurons on the central nervous system, and it helps to support the survival of these existing neurons and encouraging the growth of new neurons and synapses. And that's not all. Kimchi has many healing properties, and kimchi and all cultured vegetables, not just kimchi, have the naturally occurring bacteria that I'm talking about, Lactobacillus plantarum, which has been studied and proving to have so many healing properties that they just keep doing studies on it. The Journal of Medicinal Foods has credited L. plantarum with the following benefits. One of the big things that it does is it helps with digestion. And I have seen this over and over again. When anybody's having any kind of digestive issues, just a spoonful of a cultured veggie or just the juice, either one, really will help with digestion. If you're experiencing any kind of problems, it's just a very powerful way to help you digest your food because it's loaded with enzymes and good bacteria. So it's basically a pre-digested food that helps you to digest other foods that you eat with it. So it's really incredible for that. It has fighting cancer properties. It helps, and they've done a lot of studies on sauerkraut and breast cancer in women. I've written an article and done a podcast on that. It is seen to be very effective in helping to prevent that. And there's several studies on it, and there's even more studies as of recently that are saying the same things with prostate cancer. The Lactobacillus plantarum is very powerful for that. It also has an anti-obesity effect, so it can help you lose weight. It can help you to not gain weight. It really cuts your appetite when you have a spoonful of veggies with a meal, or even just once a day, have a spoonful of vegetables. It is it creates this satiety that you just don't want to overeat. And it's very powerful in that regards because it really balances the bacteria in your gut. It's also anti-constipation. If you're constipated, the first thing we reach for is some cultured veggie juice, and it works very fast and very powerful to help that. It also helps prevent correctal health promotion. It's just so good for the colon, for all different types of things like IBS and gastritis, all of those things. Cultured vegetables are really a great tool to have in your kitchen. That it's a food that works like medicine. It also has been known to do cholesterol reduction, and it actually eats up some of the cholesterol as a food source, which reduces it throughout the body. It's very powerful for that. It has fibrinolytic effects on the body as well. And as I said before, on brain health promotion, it helps with things like anxiety and depression. It's very good for that. And I have all the studies listed on my article, and I'll link the article with this so you can take a look at those studies if you'd like to see more information. Now, one of the things that I love about this cultured vegetables and the powerful Lactobacillus plantarum is how much they help the immune system. They promote the immune system to stay strong. They're loaded with vitamin C, which is always going to boost your immune system. But it also has powerful properties that allow the immune system to stay strong longer because of the assist of that special bacteria that we all need. It also helps with skin improvement. It can really help with things like acne or rosacea, things like that. It's very powerful for that. It has anti-aging properties, and I can attest to that. It really does. It helps to keep you young. And there are tons of antioxidant properties within this Plantarum. And all of these things have been found in the Journal of Medicinal Foods. They credited them, and I can link the article so you can see the research if you'd like to look it up. So it is, kimchi is such a much loved food in Korea. You just hear about kimchi all the time. People are eating it. They've even got special kimchi refrigerators. It's a national food, and it's growing in popularity in other places too, and here as well. I see it pop up everywhere on menus nowadays, and I see kimchi pickles in restaurants. I've even had some of the kimchi pickles that I'm going to talk about here. This is why I made this recipe, because I had it with a sandwich that I had at a restaurant, so I came over and figured out how to make it. It has all the flavor of kimchi, but it's made with cucumbers instead of with kraut or with cabbage. And I'm going to link that recipe below. So the process of fermenting vegetables has been used for thousands of years in a number of cultures, and it was used as a method of food preservation. They didn't always have clean water or cleanliness like we do now, and fermenting foods became a way to flood the food with healthy bacteria that kept out all the pathogens. And not only did it preserve the food for months on end, keeping them safe, but it also allowed them to keep their food through the cold winter months because it would ferment them and preserve them. The earliest record of vegetable fermentation dates back as far as 6000 BC in the Fertile Crescent in nearly every civilization, from the Ukraine to Russia to Polish to Latvian to Estonia, India, Asian, Africa. Each one of them has included at least one fermented food in its culinary heritage. Now, something you should know. The cultured vegetables are very powerful, kimchi included, which is the cultured vegetable. But here's something you should know. This particular strain that I'm talking about in this podcast, Lactobacillus plantarum, it is a transient strain of bacteria. That means that it doesn't last more than a few days in your body. So you're going to need to consume it often. This is not a problem since one jar can last on like 9 months in your fridge. Perfectly preserved and getting more flavorful with time. It really does. It keeps them very flavorful. And you'll have to check out this kimchi pickle recipe made with cucumbers. It's super easy to make, and you can adjust your spicy level to make it either spicier or less spicier. And all you have to do is add more or less of the Korean chili paste and the seasoning that makes it super spicy. It only takes like 2 days, maybe 3 to ferment, and it will last for months in your fridge. It's perfect for picnics, so as a fast lunch, or just as a really quick side. And I have a lot of other pickled recipes too, and I have a lot of other kimchi recipes too that you can check out on my site. But cucumber kimchi is a great way to enjoy the flavor of kimchi, and by just using cucumbers. And it has all different levels of spiciness, and you only need a few ingredients. Usually you use a daikon radish when you're making kimchi, which is that white thing that looks like a big white carrot. And you use cucumbers, you use the seasonings that make it spicy. You can put green onion and garlic. I like to add a tiny bit of coconut sugar to give the culture something to eat and also to give it a little bit more flavor. And you always want to add salt. Salt is going to keep your cultured vegetables from getting soft and mushy, and especially with cucumbers. You want to use lots of salt and I have how much to use, because otherwise it's going to keep it crunchy instead of making it mushy and soft. So that's a really important factor for all cultured vegetables. Salt keeps them crunchy. Without the salt, you're going to get mushy, and the pH won't drop properly as well if you don't add salt. So you really need to add salt to your cultured vegetables. It makes a big, big difference. I have a lot of other kimchi recipes that you might really like. They are, I have a spicy, and then I have one that's not so spicy. I have a Spanish kimchi type that's absolutely delicious. I actually just made a batch, and it has different types of seasonings. But the really good thing about kimchi is that it really gets better the longer it's in the fridge, because it stays perfectly preserved, and it gets more flavor, and it ages more as the longer it's in the fridge. I just absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. And I like to chop mine up really fine. Some people like thicker chunks of cabbage or cucumbers, but I like mine a little bit smaller, but you can do whatever. As long as you're adding the culture that helps it to ferment and the salt and all the seasonings, you can do whatever size you want for cucumber kimchi. Another thing that I want to tell you about the pickle juice of this, or the kimchi juice, and the vegetables themselves, it's very good for stomach distress. So if you have any kind of stomach distress, you just need a tiny bit of the juice of cultured vegetables. And it is one of the most powerful things that it does. It can fix things like food poisoning, people who are vomiting, having a lot of problems in like less than a half hour. It works very, very fast. I've written a lot of articles on it, and I get so many people telling me that they didn't believe me until they tried it and what a difference it made. That is one of the main reasons I keep a jar of cultured vegetables in my fridge at all times, because it lasts for 9 months. And it's in your fridge in case you need it. Even if you're not eating it on a regular basis, which I highly recommend, because it's a transient bacteria, so it doesn't last very long. It will really help you if you have that jar in the fridge. And it's got lots of vitamin C. It has lots of B vitamins. It has billions and billions of probiotics, but it also tastes good, and it's fun to make and easy to make. So I'm going to link my article and my recipe in the description so you can go take a look at it. Almost all my podcasts have articles with them, so you can always keep them together and see if you would rather read instead of listening. But I really highly recommend you try the cucumber kimchi or any of my kimchi recipes, because or any of my cultured vegetable recipes, because they have such a powerful probiotic in them that your body really needs to keep you healthy, keep your immune system strong. It's great for allergy season. It's one of the things I do on a regular basis. If pollen is abundant, I kind of up my cultured veggies, because it loads my body with vitamin C and also the powerful bacteria that helps support my immune system and keeps those allergies at bay. Because an allergy, like a seasonal allergy, is really your body overreacting to something it shouldn't react to. And so for some reason, it's overreacting, creating histamines and responses like that. And once you really fix that immune system, those problems go away. And you'll see a huge difference. And it's just food. It's not, you guys, this is not like a pill. I'm not a fan of probiotic supplements because, first of all, they put too much in there, and you can open up parts of the body where they don't belong. It can make things, create havoc in you, things like SIBO, and you don't want that. So it's much better to get these things from food, and your body knows exactly what to do with them. And it keeps you healthy and keeps your immune system healthy. It helps keep allergies at bay, and even food allergies it works on, because many times they're finding now, there's so many studies that support that the food allergies are caused by missing gut bacteria. And so once you restore those gut bacteria, then you don't have those problems anymore. So check out my recipes, or check out this cucumber kimchi recipe, or try one of my other kimchi recipes. We have lots to choose from, or any cultured vegetable recipe, and give it a try. If you like kimchi, this is a good one to try. And cucumbers are so crazy abundant in the summertime. It's a great time to make it. So have a great week. Give it a try and email me and let me know how it turned out. I like to get feedback. It's awesome. So it's always a pleasure to give you some of the things that I try and have done for years. And it's fun to hear what a difference they can make in your life. I got a bunch of letters today of people that have really had a lot of their health restored just by adding these foods to their life. And they didn't add all of them. They just added one or two, and it made a huge difference. So I hope that will make a difference for you. And I hope you will give it a try. You can even buy some of these at the store. I don't know if there's cucumber kimchi, but there is kimchi in the refrigeration sections at health food stores if you want to try it first. That's a good way to do. Just make sure it says live active cultures on the back of the bottle or the jar. And I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks, guys, for listening, and we'll see you next week.